Could we get that out for these guys?
Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at Fraser Ballpark. Morrison Field it is for the 2024 Open Park National Softball. It is here. We've got top four action in Diamond 1. We're in day 4 of the tournament. It's gone by so fast. Day 4, and you've got Parkland Christchurch United in their black, white and red uniforms out on the diamond warming up. They're taking on the strong lineup from Auckland United here in top 4 action. And these games now from now on will start deciding the final positions for tomorrow, which of course is grand finals day. And this game will be crucial to that. 2 high quality sides out there. I'm Gary Rohihi for Ballpark Broadcasting. I'll be your play-by-play commentator in this one. Joining me in this call as colour commentator is Black Sox assistant coach Stevie Deans. Welcome along, Stevie. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Gary, great to be here.
Great game and prospect here, Stevie Deans. How you seeing this one going?
Yeah, they're both playing in good form, and they're playing for the right to play 1-1 tonight. So I'm looking forward to seeing the big guys step up, and who knows? Devils are playing a good game, short, putting pressure on. AU got the wily veterans, so it's a good mix of old and young.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the all-round game of the PCU Devils in this one so far. Of course, they come up from Canterbury, Auckland United down from Auckland, of course, and in their red uniform. And we'll just quickly go through their batting lineup for you. There you see it on your field there. Lead off for them is centre fielder number 89, Ben Anoka. He'll be followed by Isaac Fletcher, Thomas Anoka, Ruben Torpia, and Alphonse Ofina-Kovis is the meat of their batting. Campbell Anoka, Simon McMillan, Brock Attewell, and Max Russell at the rounding out the batting team out there. PCU Devils defensively, we'll quickly run through them as well. There you see it on your screen right there. Out at right field, Drew Delatour. Leon Lum at centre, Bailey Hamilton at left. Curtis Dove, shortstop. In the hot corner is Jaden Potts, Harpany Kumaroa at second base. First base, Josh Harbrough. Doing the pitching out there, the big guy, Ryan Britt. He's throwing to Cameron Watts behind the dish. There you go. That's the 2 teams out there. Ben Anoka, lead-off batter. Well, this guy needs no introduction to softballers around the world, does he, Stevie?
No, he's doing what he's doing well. I mean, he's taken the ball, Ryan to full count straight off from the get-go. So seeing a lot of pitching, and, that's what you'd expect out of a guy of Ben's calibre.
And he's turned and he's gone to 2 on the hit. The throw was unable to be handled at first base there. That throw by Jaden Potts at third base. And there we go. He gets does what Ben Anoka does and gets Auckland United off and running in this one, standing up out there at second base. That'll bring to bat number 7, Isaac Fletcher, another real true veteran of New Zealand softball.
Yeah, this is dangerous times for Devils. They need to get into the game. They need to keep it close early, and they'll build confidence from that with their younger teams. So, and AU are going to do what they do. When they get the opportunities to convert, they generally give it their best shot. So they need to take their outs. And of course, limit the big innings, and they'll stay in it for 7 innings. So these are dangerous times.
Both teams are chock full of international representation, none more so than Auckland United. A lot of veteran Black Sox in that team who know exactly what to do. Ben Anoka, you've just seen, of course, one of the real feared hitters in world softball, and Isaac Fletcher, another one of those. It really doesn't quit from Auckland United.
Yeah, they go deep, and there's great examples for Ben straight off the bat. Going full count, and even if he didn't get the result he got, it still gets Ryan deep in the game with 100 pitches. Once you get a pitcher over 100 pitches, and you get to see him a lot. So these guys, that's when they tend to take advantage of that.
Well, of course, Parkland's Christchurch United have got a young up-and-comer in their roster. They've got young Liam Potts. I've had the pleasure of calling his games on a couple of occasions in the tournament, and absolutely impressive he has been all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, left-handed, coming from a different angle, and Potsy over the last year has just grown leaps and bounds, and I've been fortunate enough to watch him grow, and we had him at the 23s in Argentina. Just that was his breakout, beating Australia, and he's just gotten better and better since that day, really.
Well, here we go. Ryan Britt rears back, throw another one in. It's Isaac Fletcher who's staring down it. That one just off the plate for a ball. Well, it's a beautiful day here at Fraser Park. Very light wind, very warm temperatures, and just a perfect day for softball here at the 2024 Open Club Nationals. Tournament that's been high quality all the way through. Stevie, I've been very impressed.
Yeah, some brilliant plays been made. Guys taking catches over centre field fence, double plays. You see Ryan come back with a strikeout there. That's great pitching and come back from the first era of the game, but
yeah,
good comeback.
Yeah, nice job by Ryan Britt out there to strike out Isaac Fletcher. He's going to be replaced by number 20, Thomas Anoka. And Tommy Anoka, another one of the very wily veterans that Auckland United have in their team. They've got all three of the Anoka brothers on the roster today, and that should provide them ample opportunity to move runners around the base.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key for Devils here is no walks, tack the zone. These guys are gonna come up with their hits. It's obviously in situations where you're minimising the damage as per, but you don't want to be throwing lots of balls. There's a good pitch on the outside corner, so keep it down. Look for the another out. We've been on 3. That's a good result.
Yeah, that would be, and of course, if these guys regularly get runners on base, they are going to get them across home plate. They're just too good to be denied for long.
Yeah. How AU operate, but the Devils and as a defensive unit for the Sox, we're looking. Good hitters are going to get their hits, maybe get their runs. We keep it under 2 or 3. We expect to get 4 or 5. So maybe these guys have the same sort of game plan.
Stevie, just while you got you there, what's on the calendar for the Black Sox over the next coming months and maybe the next 12 months or so?
Yeah, we've had great prep. So from now, to answer your question, we name our team next week on the 22nd or the 21st.
Brilliant.
A squad of maybe 20, 22 that out of that will come the 16 that we take to Canada in July for our qualifier. So we're looking forward to that, and what you say, we've seen some good quality. Walking Tommy's probably not a bad result, setting up a double play there as well. So, but yeah, I mean, the boys know that. They've had good preps. There's been a few injuries, which is a concern, but I guess you get that along the way. So.
Yeah, well, it's already been a long season for some of these guys. Most of our top players, of course, played in North America before they came back and played their own domestic season here in New Zealand. So that just continues for them. But then that's their life, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, they go summer to summer.
Yeah, there's some world-class players that we've been fortunate enough to have in our ranks, and they do their trade in North America, and they come back here, they set the tone, and we got on the flip side, we've got 23, 25-year-olds coming through now pushing for their claims. So we're in a good space. We can certainly easily pick 20, 22 guys that'll go represent well.
Well, I've seen some pretty good results of some excellent development out of the associations. I think I really like what I've seen in recent times out of North Harbour, here in the Hutt Valley, and obviously Canterbury right at the forefront of that as well. And I think all of those associations especially are putting up some good young talent. Yeah,
it is exciting. I mean, maybe one would identify pitching as a work on, and Chubb's in charge of that, and you couldn't have a better man to do that. But, peaks and troughs, at the moment Australia tend to be looking at what they're doing, and they're throwing up pitches left, right and centre. So, but I'm sure we get amongst that with our 15s and 18s, and we'll get back there sooner rather than later.
It's an interesting point you make. I mean, pitching is a work on, probably has been for the last 4 or 5 years. But getting these young people interested again and getting out in the middle, because it is a very singular job in our sport. As we see a nice hit out to left field, it's going to find the grass, and that is now pointing to some dangerous times for Christchurch United, as Auckland United have loaded the bases. Nice job there by Ruben Torpia.
Yeah, Ruben's on a tear at the moment. I watched him put 2 out against Bears that kept AU in the game. And I think he was doing that in the 7-hole, 6-7. Now I see he's been elevated up to the 3 slot, 3-4. So
probably the result of that. That'll bring to bat number 5, Alfonso Vinacovis. Once again, we keep saying it, but another very experienced man in the Auckland United lineup.
Yeah, they keep coming.
It's still only 1 down with loaded bags. And already this early in the ball game, Auckland United being very aggressive.
Yep, going hard at the first pitch. and then they've got Campbell on deck, so you would expect maybe a result here, but Devils need to be positive and look at making their plays. Cam behind the dish will know that.
Well, we have seen Devils come through quite a few games on Diamond 1, and they are a very tidy defensive unit. They've given up very little throughout the tournament. They play all around the diamond defensively. They're very, very good, very few errors. We saw one early in this ball game, but Jaden Potts has been quite impressive at third base there.
Yeah. I mean, guys are going to make their mistakes, but Jaden hopefully will come back better than that when he gets another opportunity. And this is one here. We get a ground ball, we turn a double, then we're out, and then the momentum swifts pretty quickly. On the flip side of that, Alphonse comes up with a base hit. It's 2-0.
Well, the options for him are quite few. And this time he's just lined one straight up the middle onto the grass, and he's done exactly what that play demanded. And we have seen 2 runs score as a result of that. And that's just professional softball from those guys.
Yeah, bat to ball. Didn't look to do too much with that. Didn't even drive it up the middle, got it up the barrel, and but still ball in play, and that's good things happen.
There we go. Now it's PCU early on in the ball game who are under some pressure. Campbell and Oka up to bat, number 28, and again just another one of the players that are just capable of moving bodies around bases. This time he's gone hard at the first pitch again, and that's been an early sign of the aggressiveness from Auckland United, and that they have gone very hard at all the early pitches. Yeah,
they've obviously seen something in the last 2 or 3 days, and Ryan Weiss, I don't have numbers in front of me. I think he does have, he's high up in the first pitch strikes, and they're obviously having a dig at it.
It was a feature with them. It's the way that I saw Liam operate as well. He likes to get early strikes. I very rarely saw him coming from deep counts, coming from behind, 2 or 3 balls. But, obviously PCU have identified that as one of their strengths as well. Yeah,
it's something as a coach, I think, in pit batteries, they want to be attacking the zone early.
Here we go. This time it is nicely taken.
Nice, and we've got the double. Ooh.
And it was Alphonse who used all his experience there just to stay on the base. He didn't move at all. He knew what was coming, but that's a nice play out there at shortstop by Curtis Dove to take the first out, but then immediately to look for the double.
Yeah. 2 outs, so hopefully they can get out with 2. I think that's at the end of the day, the way things have unfolded, that's probably a good result for Devils, even though they're only 2 down early.
Simon McMillan, it is up to bat for Auckland United. And it's almost like things have come to a stall out there. As everyone just waits for something to happen. Nice pitch by Ryan Britt out there. Auckland United still got runners out there. It's on first and second.
So we don't want to be too complacent, but that we are down 7, 8, and 9. So I would be expecting Cam would want to be drilling the zone, getting those corners, and rather than getting the base on balls and play or getting into negative hitting counts.
Yeah, very experienced there. Cameron Watts behind the dish, doing the calling. Knows exactly what's needed in these situations.
Yeah, he's come along. I mean, his debut last year at the World Series, he's in the cauldron there and doing his apprenticeship, and he's learned a lot, and he's a fantastic student of the game, and he too has come a long way in the last year.
Yeah, his management, especially the way he looks after young Liam Potts when he's out there, is impressive.
Yeah, you build your relationships with your pitchers and catchers, and you get to know what their little traits and when they're maybe not feeling it or they are feeling it. So.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first innings over, and it's Auckland United who get themselves on the board with 2 runs. We'll be back in just a minute to find out what happens after a message from our sponsors. Nice comeback. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There, we're into the bottom of the first innings now, and we've had an exciting top of the first innings with Auckland United going out to a 2-0 lead early in this ball game. We'll quickly take you through the orders in reverse. We'll go with the away batting team first. It is PCU Devils up to bat now, so they're led off by Leon Lum, Curtis Dove, Bailey Hamilton, Ruben Elkins follow after that. Then Josh Harbrough, Drew Delator, Cameron Watts, Jaden Potts, and rounding out their order is Hapini Kumiroa on attack for them. The fielding team out there now, Auckland United defensively, Alfonso Vinokovis is out at right field, Ben Anoka at 7, Simon McMillan at left, Brock Adewell shortstop, third base is Ruben Torpia, second base Max Russell, Thomas Anoka at first base, pitching out there Liam Twigden into the vastly experienced Isaac Fletcher. Now, this batting team led off very well, actually, in this tournament by Leon Lum. But we've seen PCU Devils not be afraid to lead off with bunts.
Yeah.
Short game has been a feature of them.
Yep, absolutely. It's a strength. And I watched them yesterday, and they were creating havoc, building pressure, and then converting when they needed to. And even guys in their 3-4 power slots putting the bunt down and bunting on the third strike. JK down there is...
JK's been keeping everybody on his toes with his call. He's been very aggressive and changing things up and switching things up very successfully, I might add.
Yeah.
As we see, Liam Twigden walks Leon Lum, and that gets them underway, and Leon Lum does exactly what a lead-off hitter's supposed to do, get himself out on base any way he can.
Yeah, and they're running the bases as well, so they're building pressure. I would imagine we might even... JK may even send him early to send the message.
Yeah, that'd be a good prediction. I think there'll be an early steal at some stage. But yeah, they're very disciplined in what they do. Liam Twigden, been on the scene now for a few years, and we know what he brings to a game. He's a very tidy pitcher.
Yeah, he's applied his trade all around the world, and Twiggy's out there doing it. You know what you get. There you go, down.
And there we go, Leon Lum, very quick between the bases. He steals second. And there wasn't anything Auckland United could do about that. He got a good jump as well.
Yeah. They, I think the main goal for Devils here as a team is if they can answer back straight away, then that sends a signal to AU that they're going to stay around and battle. And who knows what happens after that. These guys, these veterans, need to be told that we're there and that we're going to play hard.
Yeah. Yep. Sit up and take notice because we're going to be here, we're going to be aggressive, and that applies to number 66, Curtis Dove, the left-hander up to bat. If this guy gets anywhere near a base, he can scorch around the bases as fast as anyone in the tournament.
Yeah. He's falling to that veteran category pretty soon too. He's played a lot of softball, good moving. Oh, nice.
Nice play by Auckland United to take the lead runner as Leon Lum tries to get across the 3. I do believe that was probably a squeeze play.
Yeah, it's something that, as young men, you want them to be aggressive, but they've got to be smart along the way. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. I really admire that type of approach, but first or third out on third is probably something they don't want to be doing. So. Yeah,
I mean, for want of an extra base in that situation with none down, they could have had runners at 1 and 2, which is, is a good result as well.
Yeah, AU, great stuff, and taking the lead, having the courage to go to the lead run is Twiggy, well done. But he's renowned. He's a good fielding pitcher, and he's not a bad hitter to boot. So
that'll bring to bat number 78 is the left fielder Bailey Hamilton. This guy can give the ball some tap, so if anybody's going to be needed to hit with power, this is one of their guys that can do just that.
Yeah, Bailey's been around the scene now for a while. He's still only a young man. He's got a lot of power and he runs well. So, and I watched him drop a couple of bunts yesterday. So
well, it has been a feature of this team, and JK, especially their coach, has kept a lot of the teams on their toes, and they did a marvellous job against Paniki Kilburnie. In particular when they shut PK out 5-0. But the tactics for their batting in that game was superb.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that JK in his day, I don't think I ever seen him drop a bunt. Left-handed power hitter, just swinging for the fence.
Stored it all up for when he was a coach.
Yeah, saved them all. Oh,
Here we go, and there's one popped out there, and it's well taken out there by Brock Attawell. Made a lot of ground from shortstop to take that catch right behind second base. You'll see here on the replay. Here he goes. He's already nearly there. It's almost a collision.
Yeah. Good call by Brock, taking the lead on that, being assertive. Problem with some, and I've seen it this weekend, that guys letting the ball drop, no one's been taking charge. But again, Brock's been around a while now. He's been up through the age grades. Nice play.
Yeah, Brock Attawell out at shortstop there. He's a very impressive athlete. Of course, he's well known for those long flowing locks that he's got there.
Yeah, when he broke onto the scene, I think I was still playing. I thought, that kid needs to cut his hair. Jeez.
Yep.
But get to appreciate the man and his, just his personality. He's great value.
He's a fantastic kid, all right. Well, AU it is now who have 2 out. Here with Ruben Elkins, it'll be up to bat.
That's nice inside corner, and we're working hard to try and develop that with our pitchers. We seem to have lost it over the last 2 or 3 seasons when we're not going there or we're not getting the pitch.
Do you think a lot of it had to do with, I don't know, from what I've observed, not getting that call consistently from the Blues? And that's not a criticism of the Blues.
No,
they call it how they see it.
Absolutely. It's interesting, the management team had a meeting with Woodamoo regarding that exact point. So we could get some clarification on what we needed to do. And and I think it stems from just the pitchers not going there eventually. And everyone's lost the ability to frame the inside corner.
Exactly. It is such a good pitch to be able to call and have the confidence that if you get it right, that it's going to be called.
Yep, 100%. And minimal risk. You hit that spot. Good hitters are going to hit it occasionally, but it's probably going to be base hit. But most of the time, you get a good result from it.
And as a pitcher, it's actually not the easiest pitch to consistently be good at.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of pitchers can live on the outside of the plate, but to hit that corner on the inside of the plate is a real skill.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fletcher's going there again. So.
Keeping him on there, keeping it close to the hands. Ruben Elkins comes in as the DP. There you see on the replay, once again.
Yep, perfect. And Fletcher, that goes through. The umpy's got a good view. Fletcher's set up. That's textbook.
And there's a nice job done by Twiggy to strike out Ruben Elkins, and that's 3 down, and that's 1 innings complete. It's Auckland United who have stolen an early lead in this 2-0 over Parklands Christchurch United. We'll be back in a few minutes to find out what happens with more action.
Virtual reality begs for more reality. Jack Links is good with it.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Nice view of our main partner there, Atiawa Toa FM. We love working with those guys. We're back here at Fraser Ballpark where we've got Auckland United taking on PCU Devils from Christchurch. It's 2-0 to Auckland United. Up to bat for Auckland is number 54, Brock Atiawa, who's now a very experienced young man in the Auckland United team, been around there, set up all the way through the age grades. He's such a fine player for them. And such a good ambassador for the sport, actually.
Yeah, Brock applies his trade. He goes overseas every year. He loves the game.
Flies one up over the third base fence for a foul. And just continuing that aggressiveness that Auckland are showing with the bat, going early at the strikes. They're not willing to let the PCU Devils defence get on top of them.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen any change yet, so maybe the Cam might want to bust that out a few times if they're going to go hard.
There we go, and straight away Auckland United show their willingness to change things up as well. Brock Atiawa immediately turns and shapes for a bunt. There you see it on the replay.
1 ball, 2 strikes, guys. Play. 1, 2. No swing down.
Nice pitch by Ryan Brick, just a little bit too low for umpire Andy McManus. One of the other team that's out there, of course, the team in blue, behind home plate is Andy McManus. Out there at first base is Gavin Shepherd, as we see Brock Atiawa help himself to a hit straight up the middle, gets himself standing up at first base. And roaming out there at third base is Mark Porteous. Porty himself doing the job there. Very experienced team out there in blue.
Yep, yeah, they do a great job, those boys. They can only please half the team, though, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, true. They do love to talk to everybody, though, so everybody usually has a word with them.
Yeah.
You were probably famous for that in your day, Stevie.
It's funny.
Oh, there we go. There's another error this time. As we see the ball unable to be held out there at first base. And that's a couple of, from what I've seen of Parkland's Christchurch United, that's a couple of uncharacteristic errors that they've had.
Yeah, that's
in 2 innings.
Pressure that AU are putting on them, so they need to respond and make the adjustments. But stay positive. I appreciate Cam's approach, but obviously the execution wasn't quite there. And I think that, now they've got Ben and Oka on deck. You'd probably want to get into 3, and you'd fancy your chances to get another one over.
Yeah, of course, you've got Brock Atiawa sitting out there at 2 now, ready to make a difference. Into bat is number 52, is Max Russell, and that'll take them back to the top of their order, and that really is danger signals for PCU.
Max has just got to put the ball down. I would say Polly would want that to happen, so we'll see what he does here.
Here we go. The prediction comes right. He goes, shakes for the bunt. Slow motion, it's straight down, straight up, hits the batter. And this is the next step up in this tournament for these teams as well. So PCU very impressive through the earlier stages of the tournament. But this is business time for these guys. They're looking to force their way towards that grand final.
Yeah, and that's, as a coach, that's what you want to put your players under pressure. I mean, when you get at the top level, good sides are coming at you. So, and I would hope that the Devils would know that and then respond. As long as they settle in and play their game and play it to the best of their abilities, they'll stay in it. But I want to be giving cheap runs away, like the overthrow on 1 and so on.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is 3 playing 4. For the right to play the winner of 1 and 2, which is a game we'll see very soon here on Diamond 1. And that game will be Ramblers from Auckland taking on Papanui, also from Christchurch. So very much a far north, far south top 4 here at the 2024 Open Club Nationals.
Yeah, all four sides have earned the right. They've played good softball, and like you say, this is where it counts now. It's right to get that 1-1 game, and then you're guaranteed to be on the podium.
Guaranteed to be on the podium, and guaranteed to be in the big show tomorrow. Of course, the grand final
Yes.
is tomorrow, and it seems like it's coming around very, very fast. Nice pitch on the outside of the plate there from Ryan Britt. Got the job done, but that brings into bat Ben Anoka. He's already had one safe hit. He's got it. Looks like it's gonna land safe, and it does.
Yeah.
And it's Atiawa that scampers across the 3. And Ben Anoka with 2 hits in the ball game is really helping his team out. Probably didn't get that one as cleanly as he's used to.
That's fortunate for them. Brock had to hold up just in case it was caught, so he only got moved one station.
Yeah, I mean, if that had been obviously going to ground, then I would have backed him to make it all the way across home plate.
Yeah. So again, Devils need to be positive. Keep the ball down. Look for that ground ball. We've got Fletch whilst insulted. We've got potential double play. So get work. I'd say Cam would want to be working the inside corner with Fletch again.
Yeah, definitely. Isaac Fletcher came up in the last innings and struck out. He won't want to be repeating that either.
And he's experienced enough to make those adjustments. And you've got one out, and you've still got Tommy on deck. So
yep, Tommy Anoka.
Dangerous situation.
Anoka, Torpia, Ovanokis, and Anoka.
Yeah.
There are a few teams in the competition that do have batting like that, and you're not in a situation where you want to see that at the moment.
Yeah.
And there we go, Isaac Fletcher leaving us in no doubt about what his intentions were with that pitch. Swings hard at that one.
Yeah.
2 balls, 1 strikeout. Play.
Possibly one he'll beat himself up a little bit about missing, because that looked like it was right in the middle of the...
too much middle, eh?
Yep.
And out of the zone for ball, 3 balls, 1 strike.
See, not a good count for the Devils, so Fletch might think he's got a free shot here if he wants.
Yeah, 3 balls, 1 strike. Isaac Fletcher knows where this pitch has got to be.
Ooh.
And it is just off the inside of the plate. And he's done a good job, gets himself down to first base on the walk, and that loads the bags up. The second time that's happened in this ball game for Auckland United.
So we'll get to see Devils' intentions here now. I think if right now, I mean, obviously Britt's struggling a little bit. AU putting some good at-bats together, and then would we see young Liam Potts warming up?
Yep. Well, that pitch was inside. It was in the slow motion showed it. It was just off the plate. So nice call by Andy McManus there.
Yeah. And that's the pitch we want, and maybe Britt will execute a bit better later on in the game and get a half a ball more in, and then maybe we set up for a strike.
Coach's hat on there, Stevie. I mean, you've got young Potts warming up. He probably wouldn't have been counting on coming in this early if he does come in. When would you maybe have looked at bringing him in as part of your tactics?
This is the second inning now, and both times I've had runners on base. I'd probably, I'd be warming him up now. But I know Britt's out there giving it 100, and maybe those errors haven't helped either. But it's funny how you change, and Liam brings a lot more change of pace, and that's probably what we need right now. I'm seeing the guys just leaning back and swinging.
So nice play there it was by PCU to get the out, but that also enabled Auckland United to score another run. As we see that, and they're doing quite a professional job. We're only in the second innings, but they really are just slowly exerting pressure on Parkland's Christchurch United, and it's given way there for Christchurch United to the tune of another run.
Yeah, they remember too that JK would know Potts. You know, the Aucklanders have seen Potsy at the NFC a lot with, and with the injury of Ben. So you know, he's got probably conscious of that too. We don't want to get too many looks at him.
Yeah, it's an interesting call, but how long do you leave it before you think the game's really getting away, and it might be too late?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, the horse bolted.
yeah. So you've got to walk that tightrope, don't you?
Yeah. From where I sit, I don't want my team being, let's just say, beat up too badly. We need to stay positive. It's really hard to come back from a defeat, and then you're out of the pot and into the fire against another team that's fighting for their lives. So you really want to be competitive all the way through, and then good things will happen later on. So that's got to be an issue too. And Potsy, you know.
Nice job done there by Ryan Britt. He strikes out number 24, Ruben Topia, for the third out. Not before Auckland United help themselves to another run. They lead the ball game by 3-0 over Parklands Christchurch United. Will be back for more action in just a minute. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're into the bottom of the second innings here at Fraser Ballpark. Auckland United taking on Parklands Christchurch United in what is a top four game. And it is Auckland United who are doing a very professional job in this one so far, who lead the ball game by 3-0. I have a guest joining me in the booth. It is Dan Adams, number 32 from Rolleston Raptors. Welcome along, Dan. It's good to see you.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming along. Fresh off a game just a few minutes ago. How did you guys go in that one?
We had a win. Came out strong, but ended up taking away 5-3. So happy with that. Bit of an ugly one, but we'll take it.
All the way here from Canterbury to play Richmond Key is probably a game for you guys.
That's it. Yeah, we've had 3 Christchurch games actually in the last 24 hours. So.
Oh, okay. It's almost like a mini Canterbury tournament, isn't it? When that happens.
It's a bit like that.
We got another pool here where it's all North Harbour teams have ended up in the pool. So all 4 North Harbour teams have all ended up in one pool together.
Gotcha.
So they're having their own mini competition as well.
Nice.
Dan, your journey in softball, give us a overview of your career so far.
Yeah, right. I grew up in Nelson, so I started playing my ball there, and I played through until I was about 20. Then I moved to Canterbury. Then I had a bit of time off, so enjoyed some time with the Nelson men's team, playing for both United and then the Stoke Eagles club. Then once I moved to Christchurch, I focused on sort of studies and starting the career, and ended up getting back into it when Rolleston formed 10 years ago.
10 years ago for Rolleston?
Yeah, so the club's 10 years old now, and I sort of joined the first ever Rolleston men's team, and
Obviously based at Rolleston, have you got your own diamonds and things out there?
Yeah, we have, we've got a really nice artificial, similar to this one here, fully fenced,
Oh, nice one. The Christchurch competition, strong one? Is it even? Is it, how are you finding it with, what do you got, 6 teams there?
Yeah, there are 6 teams, Look, I guess our first year in the Premier grade, so we've, I suppose it's been a lot of learning for us. We ended up coming third in the comp, but I think the competition's definitely getting a bit closer. There's some teams like Kaipoi that are coming on really strong, but obviously you've got the powerhouses of PAP and PCU that are sort of leading the way, but we were lucky enough to play PCU in the second V3 game to make the final. Unfortunately, they took it away, but fairly happy with that for our first season.
Well done. Of course, the aim for everyone down there would be to knock Papanui out of that top spot, surely.
Yeah,
8
that's
years
right.
in a row, is it?
It's 8 now, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That is some dominance, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
2024 Club Nationals, how have you and the team enjoyed the experience of coming to Fraser Park for that?
Oh, look, it's been awesome. Yeah, look, we came up here as I guess, as I said, our first year in Premier Grade, so this was a real learning experience for us, and we've enjoyed our time here. We'll go back a better team. We've had plenty of lessons, but we've had some good games as well. So,
excellent.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's great
There we see a
facility,
nice hit out to centre field there, and that's going to get Parkland's Christchurch United going in this one. And that is a nice job by the Devils to get themselves back into here. As you'll see on the replay there, it's just hit nicely straight up the middle. And there we go. PCU Devils well and truly back in this game. Speaking of PCU Devils and Auckland United, how do you see this game shaping up now?
Yeah, look, we've got a game on our hands, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
PCU have got a good hitting lineup, so looks like the sticks are warming up, so hopefully it gets close here.
Yeah, well, of course, top 4 action, you know. These guys are jockeying for grand final spots now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Nice. So you grew up in Nelson. They've got a fabulous venue for softball down there. Would it be the most underutilised venue in New Zealand now? Or?
I would have thought so. It's an awesome facility there at Saxon's, and we have the 4 diamonds back to back, but I'm not sure what they have going on there in terms of tournaments anymore.
Yeah.
They used to have a late weekend, didn't they? But yeah, I haven't been back for a while. We're hoping to do a few off-season training camps up there. A couple of our boys from up in that region, so hopefully we'll get up there and use the facilities and even try and play one or two of their club teams if we can.
And what's next for your guys' team, Rolleston, in the tournament?
We have just waiting to find out. So we've got to have a game this afternoon at either 3 or 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not sure who they'll be against yet. So
yeah,
but
still waiting the outcome of the result of that one.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Liam Twigden out there ready to go again. This time it is Jaden Potts into bat for Parkland's Christchurch United. And he's hammered one down the left field line, and that's going to score another runner. And there we go. It's PCU Devils well and truly back into this one. They made a couple of errors that cost them early in the ball game. There we see a nice turn by Jaden Potts to hit one down the third base line. And PCU's quality just beginning to show out now against these vastly experienced Auckland team. Nice job there by young Potsy, wasn't it?
It was a good hit.
Well, there you go. He's safe at 1. Into bat for them now is number 13, Hapani Kumiroa. And it's AU now that are, for the first time in the ball game, are under some serious pressure. Your squad, Dan, a mixture of youth and experience?
Yeah, there's a couple of us old boys in the team, but I'm trying not to play much anymore, so I just coach. But
yeah.
Got the likes of Craig Nelson helping me in an assistant coach role, but he still plays, and then mostly young guys, and pretty much all guys that have come through the Raleigh club. So
yeah,
and we've got a good junior sort of program going on out there. So look, the team will stay together. They'll be a young team for the next 2 or 3 years, but I think they're going to come good. So
excellent. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Dan Adams, and it's been fantastic to have him along. Appreciate having you along, Dan. Thanks very much, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, there we go. It's been an exciting one. We'll come back after a break and we'll have a chat with our next guest who will be due to come in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We've had an exciting conclusion to the top of the first innings there, and it's Auckland United who were leading 3-0, but then Parkland's Christchurch United Devils responded, and the ball game is now very tight, 3-2. So very interesting procession for this ball game now. Now joining me is another one of the players from Rolleston, Aiden. Sorry, we didn't get a chance to get your last name there, Aiden.
Tamati.
Aiden Tamati, welcome along, Aiden. Another one of the Rolleston players.
Yeah, I am.
Fresh off the previous game where you guys enjoyed a win over Richmond Cares.
Yeah, that was it. 5-3 win.
You'd have played them quite a bit. And I've just been handed a note that says you're known as Luigi.
Luigi,
Is that because of that amazingly handsome-looking moustache you've got there?
Yeah, one chopper gave to me the other day.
Is that right?
On our live stream, yep.
He's pretty good like that. He'll tell you the one he gave to Brock Attewell when he was in here one day as well. I think that one was Fabio, but seems to have a thing with Italian nicknames, eh? But anyway, Aiden, give us an outline on your journey in softball, mate.
So I've actually only come back to it probably about 5-6 years ago after a break. One of the boys in our team that's in the military. There's actually quite a few hanging around the ballparks here and represented at Club Nats. So once I got into the military, I kind of dropped away for a wee bit and then drove past the park, they're having a throw around and jumped back in there. So.
Oh, good on you, mate. What branch of the military are you in?
I'm in the Army.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. That's awesome. Based down in Burnham?
Yeah, based out of Burnham.
Yeah. Oh, nice one.
Yeah, we plugged there. It's a good opportunity for a lot of the young lads here if they are looking for something to do with their life, join the military. There's actually some really good sports incentives as well if they're playing at top level.
Oh, of course, the NZ Defence Force team, there is an NZ Defence Force softball team, isn't there?
Yeah, there's all three services. There's defence team, and then also if you're playing representative stuff, you actually get paid leave for it. So you can
nice one.
Get overseas if you.
Well, there you go, young people. Sport and travel. If you've got a mind of having a career in the Defence Forces, a great career. I've got a nephew of my own down in Burnham, based down in Burnham. So it's a great way to live your life and serve your country. And there we go, up to bat now, and Auckland United is, as soon as we get a number on the back of that jersey, is number 32. And as soon as I get that, Simon McMillan, thank you very much. There we go, Simon McMillan up to bat, 3 runs to 2. It is 2 Auckland United over Parklands Christchurch United Devils, and very close game we got out there. It's an interesting game to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a good wee rally on that last at-bat.
Well, we're just talking to Dan about the Canterbury competition and about the Club Nationals. Have you been enjoying your experience up here at Club Nationals?
Yeah, it's been awesome. My first time here for pretty much most of the team, so it's been a really cool experience.
Yep. Rolleston is not a name I've seen feature at Club Nationals. It'll be the first time you guys have been involved for a little while?
Yeah, so it's our first year in Prems in Christchurch and then first Club Nationals for the team. Oh,
nice job. There's been a few teams up here. We've got a 20-team competition. It's the most we've had for quite a few years. And it's been so good to see that, especially to get the likes of the Canterbury teams up here, and not just a couple of them, all of them.
Yeah,
here.
All 6 are up here.
Yeah,
so it's been good.
Absolutely great representation. We've also got North Harbour Association who've sent all of their teams, and here in Hutt Valley we've even got a Prem 2 side represented here with Totra Park. But there's going to be a pitching change out there right now. Liam Potts is going to come in to replace Ryan Britt. I don't know if you know much about young Liam, but he's really come on in leaps and bounds in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he sure has. He's a workhorse out here too. They just use him and he keeps going.
You faced him much in the season just gone?
Oh, we've had Brady a few times and then a bit of Potsy in there too.
Yeah. What's he like to face?
Well, he's got a collection of pitches that he'll throw.
Yeah. Well, he seems to be pretty unflappable out there as well as maybe just a little bit cocky.
Oh, I don't know if there's too much going on in the head, that's why.
Well looked after out there by Cameron Roth. What's behind the dish in that one? But very tight ball game out there, Aidan, and it's been good to have you along, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
As I say, one of our services representatives, young people listening out there, it's a fine choice for a career. Thanks very much.
Cool. Thank you.
Cheers, Aidan. Well, there we go. It's Brock Attawell up to bat now for Auckland United. Auckland United are looking to come back. Will be looking to come back from that one. 2 down it is. 3-2 to Auckland United over Parkland's Christchurch United Devils. And he lines that one down. Third base, beats himself up for not helping himself to a base there. And Stevie Dean's joined me back in commentary. Stevie, fine comeback by Christchurch.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from a contender, New Zealand champion, potential contender. So they're showing some apple. So that's exactly what you want to see. They're back in the game, and I see JK's made the move. Not Brit Stay, of course, but early on I did see he was trying to establish that change of pace. But it's now the good time before they get back up to the top of the order again.
Yeah.
And I would expect young Liam here would be mixing up with that pace more often than not now.
Yeah, you just got to keep. You don't want batters to be able to just sit back and expect it. You've got to keep them guessing and changing the pace on your pitching, changing your angles, varying your attack zones.
Yeah.
All that sort of mixture is going to keep batters guessing.
Yeah, and the hitters of AU's calibre, you can't have them dig in, and your variety. But young Liam is. We're just talking to Chubb about his variety, and he seems to have a bit of giddy up on that rise ball now that he didn't have a year ago.
Yeah.
So that's made him even more dangerous.
Yeah, it's a pitch that he's used as a decent sort of a weapon. And has managed to get a lot of base batters chase it as he comes out and immediately ends the innings, strikes out Brock Attawell, who I'm not sure was 100% in agreement with that one, but there you see the pitch looked fine on the outside of the plate to me, and a nice call by the Blue once again. So 3 up, 3, 4 up, 3 down it is for AU in this one. They still lead the ball game by 3-2. PCU Devils will be back in just a minute.
When the radio's on and the sound's hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Some beautiful scenes here at Fraser Park Sportsville, where the surrounding hills are green and the surrounding cars are green and the field is green. And we've got Liam Twigden going to work out there for Auckland United with number 2, Leon Lum, top of their order here in the bottom of the third innings. And it is Christchurch United who have a lot of the momentum in this game. And Leon Lum been pretty impressive lead-off hitter for this team.
Yeah, he's been going. I've seen him. He's not been shy of attacking the first pitch as well. But he also offers that short game option. So I think AU will be making those adjustments now and being careful on the corners that they're probably in a bit further than they would be normally.
Yeah, just tighten up that defence a bit for them and not allow... There we go, Leon Lum gets them off in fine fashion once again. I've seen him do that so many times in the tournament. The Devils have been a feature of Diamond 1 action.
Yeah, it's exactly like Fletch was just acknowledging what a good pitch that was, and he went down and drove it through. It's exactly the spot they wanted. So, but yeah, good bit of hitting.
Yeah, drop ball on the outside of the plate, and Leon Lum still managed to catch up to it and help himself to a base hit. This time it's Curtis Dove who drops one down in front of him. And he shows a clean pair of heels at first base. And Parkland's Christchurch United continue to heap pressure. And there we see in the replay just how good that bunt was. It's about as far away as from all the fielders as you want it.
Yep. And you know what I've seen from these guys, they won't be shy. They'll probably do it again. And with Bailey Hamilton, he's been hitting well. So you can go either way and probably think you've got to get a little bit of success.
Yeah, well, with none down and runners at 1 and 2, they'll definitely be looking to convert.
There you
And
go.
once again, it's short game. But it's Thomas Anoka that catches it as he pops it up in the air.
Yeah, Tommy was looking to drop that and try and force a double play.
Yeah, smart head out there, smart head out there.
Yeah, that's been Devils' MO, and they live and die by the sword. So
Yeah.
I can respect their approach, and
They've got gas, speed. So if they do drop it on the ground in front of them, you kind of almost back them to get to first base.
yeah, it's a game though. Coach Mark here wants to develop, and now of course we want our guys to hit the ball, but
Yeah.
we want to have that in our back pocket as well. And short game is certainly a tool that probably hasn't been utilised in the last 2 or 3 years.
Well, you're right, Stevie, and Thomas Marquette, during the coach of the Black Sox, of course, was in his career probably part of a batting lineup that, to be honest, didn't really need to drop the ball in front of them.
Yeah, we were spoiled in those days, but combination of a lot of things. Every team had a frame flower. Everybody was facing heat, and the hitting got better and better, and they drove the ball, and they had those golden era where from 1 to 9 it was difficult.
Yes, and that was a nice pitch on the outside corner there by Twiggy, who's just tight. He's dropped one into the middle there, and it's been called the infield fly, of course, and the batter's automatically out on that one.
Well, they'll be careful here. Josh Harborough coming up. He, quality batter, knows the situation. He's the leader of this group as well, so he'll know how important this is, and AU won't want to give him too much.
Yeah, definitely one of the players in the PCU Devils lineup that can match any of the Auckland boys for experience.
Yeah.
In these situations.
So they won't. They'll go at him, but they'll be careful, and they've got a spare base.
So that's a nice start by Twiggy, who just seems to be settling into his work now. Had a good start, but got a bit shaky in the second innings. With the comeback of the PCU Devils with the runs they scored, but has settled back down nicely now.
Yeah, nice.
Do you think they'll be looking to take Twiggy through the whole 7 innings?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, I think they'll probably play that by ear. In terms of if Devils keep going the way they're going, we might see Tommy come out and shut it down.
May even be dictated by whether or not AU managed to score a few more runs in the next couple of innings.
Yeah, they're experienced enough to, win every innings, and they'll be, Twiggy will stay. But the key for the Devils is to get Twiggy out of there and then get to see Tommy and.
Right, there we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is on Josh Harborough at the moment. 2 down. Runners at 1 and 2. So, interesting stage of the game. We're getting into the middle stages of this game here at Fraser Park. And a nice hit by Harborough. It's well swept up out there at second base. Takes the 4th play for the 3rd out. And that's to defuse that one. PCU Devils head back to the dugout. No extra addition to the score in that one. It's 3 runs to 2. We'll find out when we come back what happens.
When the radio's on and the sound's hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at Fraser Park Sportsville. We've got top 4 action on Diamond 1. Sorensen Field it is. We've got number 52, Max Russell, up to bat for Auckland United in this a very tight affair now it is between Auckland United and PCU Devils. PCU Devils have made a change out there in the previous innings on the hill, and Liam Potts, the very impressive young left-hander, coming in to continue the work for them on the mound.
Yeah, it'll be interesting now that we're down at 9-1-2, so see how Pottsy navigates his way around this.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a bonus for Auckland United if Max Russell, who is a quality player, quality batter, gets himself on the diamond. Liam Potts is a strikeout pitcher, though. He seems to rack him up with regularity.
Yeah.
He came in and struck out the first batter he faced in the previous innings.
Yeah, well, Pottsy's change of pace is certainly a great tool to have. And he has a lot of different paces. We've noticed from a change-up to an off-speed drop ball to a cutter, things that, and he's left-handed as well, so coming from a different angle. So
just does a good job of disguising it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Now, obviously, you're a vastly experienced catcher yourself, Stevie. You know, the catching ranks in the country, how's that impressing you?
Yeah, we obviously, I mean, Chubb's the battery coach, and he wants certain things out of his pitches, and, you know, being a catcher, I slightly different perspective on those sort of things.
Yeah.
You know, the catcher's in charge, the catcher's calling the game, obviously in conjunction with game plan. You know, we've got some really good tools there. Tawera Bishop, who's been injured and unfortunately hasn't been able to put his best foot forward over the last 8 weeks or so. And Cam Watts, Max Early, Jaden Stratford, and I might even missed a few, but those are the guys in the squad, and we're in good rank, good stead there. So, you know, catch first, get the outs, and if they bring the bat to the park as well, that's a bonus.
Yeah, well, we've seen the emergence of some good young catchers in the last few years. Be fair to say that the catching stocks maybe 3, 4 or 5 years ago were maybe looking a little bit thin.
Oh, hey, we're spoiled. Well, Mark Sorensen, Paddy Shannon, Bevan Martin, and again, I've probably missed a few out. And, you know, those guys were world class. And, you know, guys don't get a shot at the title when you've got those guys behind the dish. And, but they set the standards, and our boys now, we sort of haven't found a dominant one. But they're certainly putting their best foot forwards over the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, well, of course, everything works to that World Series and the goal of getting the Black Sox back to the top of that heap. Yeah. And be fair to say that's a mountain of work for guys like yourself.
Yeah, the world game is in great stead. There's you know, look, the Americans, Argentina, Mexico, Venezuela, they're all threats now, and at the 23s, Japan, you know, the list just goes on. So the game's caught up to a degree. I won't say we've come back to the field, but you know, obviously we had a rough World Series last, but you know, our guys are still world class, and you know, you're going to get that.
Well, the challenge, obviously, for us to get back to there is enormous, but as additionally, the width and breadth of the amount of teams out there now that have legitimate shots. Yeah. Yes. I suspect there might be 7, 8, maybe 9 teams that could end up having legitimate shots at being world champion.
Yeah, they all fancy their chances. Yeah. And rightfully so. You know, they've got frame throwers out on the middle to keep them in the game. And it's back to the old days where, you know, but the hitters are better as well because they're facing it all the time. You know, you got that young Mexican boy, Diaz, that throws 140k now. Yeah. Whereas 130 used to be was the benchmark. And no, but we, you know, Daniel Chapman, Nick Hayes, you know, JP's just settled, you know, having a break at the moment. We've got world-class guys ourselves. So.
Now, you mentioned Nick Hayes. It's been an absolute pleasure to see him back doing what he does, employing his trade in New Zealand. You know, we'd all love to know what his intentions are as far as being available for the national team.
So he is available, and he's the first one to put his hand up. He's keen. You know, he wants to represent the country again, and he's putting his best foot forward for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think every pitcher sort of has their moments, and Nick feels that his one's coming up, and he's putting a performance on. You know, and he's training hard and he's working hard, and You know, he's engaging. He's one of the leaders of our battery now, so he's leading the boys well as well.
Well, we've certainly saw the quality that he brings back, and the addition of a guy of that quality. Of course, he's a world champion. We saw that at the recent NFC tournament.
Yeah, he was lights out in that game, and whilst he got the run support as well, you get those two, you put those two together, and you become a very tough side to beat, and they did that. And the good thing with Nick, he's sort of done the full circle now, and his down and in is world class. And we see that from that Cuban that beat us 1-0, at the World Series. Down and in's tough pitch.
I watched that game.
Yeah, so and Nick's got that pitch on a string, and he's developed all those other pitches along the way. And and young Max is doing a heck of a job too to call a good game. And they're going to be a tough team to beat. I won't say they're unbeatable, but they're certainly leading the way at the moment.
Yeah, and just having him back just increases that depth, and gives you guys options for selecting as well.
Benchmarks, you got the boys behind or the ones that are alongside, they've got to know what the standards are, and young Potsy sees that. There's a great change up. Yeah. So you'll see a bit more of that, but AU will go back they'll be back in their dugout, and they'll be making that chat and making those adjustments, and you expect that from good hitters.
We talked about the pitching stocks, but the other thing, of course, that you possibly need to have in your rotation is a good lefty.
Yeah. Yep.
I actually saw Jacko going to work yesterday out on Diamond 2. You've got Popsy in this one.
Yeah,
you're starting to get starting to get Eru Drage, of course, who's been in the scene for the Black Sox for a few years. So options with your left armers as well.
Yes, yeah, and you got two flamethrowers on the right coming from the right side. It's a good mix, and I'll say as a coach, sometimes it's hard to make those changes because you're right, he's going well, but then you have to have courage to have the trust in your lefty to come in and serve a job. He might only come in for one batter.
Yeah.
But it's a lot on a young man, but he's certainly doing the right things right now, young Liam.
Right, here we go. He rears back and this time he's going at Thomas Anoka to try and get things going. They do have a runner out there at 2, Auckland United, and this game is getting into a real interesting stage now with the score at 3-2.
Yeah, this is a good big moment for Liam. If he can navigate this, I think he'll gain some confidence from this.
Yeah,
a world-class hitter in there. If young Liam can get an out, no matter how that is, ground ball, strikeout.
And that one he's just put in the middle a little bit, and Thomas Anoka helps himself to it over the foul ball fence and makes its way into the shade, up under the trees.
See, I think they'll, rise ball up around the eyes. And, entice. I know young Thomas likes to be aggressive on that pitch.
Yeah.
But he'll know, I don't know if he'll want to come back with that cutter and make a mistake. Will change.
Right in the eye line, and it was dropping fast, but Tommy Anoka, he was onto it. Yeah.
Probably thinks he should have done a bit more with that pitch.
Interesting battle, the wily veteran obviously against the young lion, but and Thomas obviously looking to take him deep into account as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with this young man. He's got no fear, and rightfully so. I've had Heine Shannon work with Liam, and the funny story, and when Liam first come onto the scene into the 23 squad, and the boys were asking him if he knew who Heine Shannon was, he didn't have an idea.
Is that right?
Thought, well, come on, mate.
Oh, one of the real legends of pitching in New Zealand.
Exactly.
Didn't know who he was.
Yeah. So he's standing up there and he's giving it his best. He's not scared. So that's a positive.
Well, he'll certainly know who he is now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think Heine can take some credit on what that product out there is at the moment.
Good to see Heine obviously busy out there giving back to the sport. Obviously he's a world champion pitcher himself.
Yep.
Fantastic to hear that he's coaching young men coming through.
Oh, that's that. I mean, that in my time as a coach, and you just lean on anybody, and they're willing to help. Heine Shannon, I know Michael Gager, guys that have been legends, prepared to put their hand up, and you want to get these young men alongside those sort of guys. And Brad Baker's been working with him. We had Liam up in Palmerston a couple of months ago helping us out with Hutt Valley Wellington game. And Liam threw for Hutt Valley, and Bakesy was just trying to get him coming forward a bit stronger, so get a bit more velocity on the ball, and Liam took that on board.
Yeah, it's an interesting aspect because, I mean, Baker himself in stature, not a huge pitcher.
Yes, yeah.
But, yeah, he would definitely have some insights for a guy like Liam.
Yep, snap it off. There you go. That's the pitch I would have done probably
3 or 4 pitches ago.
Yeah, but it's dangerous, you know. You don't want to make a mistake with Thomas because the score will change. So, you know, good battle, but it's not going to be the end of the world if he ends up on 1 and we go again. So, reset, but don't want to be making any mistakes.
Yeah, well, Thomas Noka doing a fine job here. He's taken young Potts into a very deep count here, and again, he hits one down the third base line. You see how quickly Tommy Anoka's onto that inside pitch.
Yeah.
And that experience and that ability we haven't at times seen from some of the other batters at club level in this tournament.
Yeah, yeah. It's, but the thing with Potsy, he's got 3 or 4, you know, reasonable pitches that he can go to, and it's up to Cam to now to navigate that and throw the right pitch. Again, probably a rise ball up around the eyes, you know. Oh, see, that's gutsy.
He thought he had it there.
Yeah.
He was halfway to the dugout.
Yeah.
There we go. You can judge for yourself on that replay.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic pitch, and as good as that pitch was, it also took a lot of experience not to swing.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, gutsy.
Yeah.
So Tommy's locked in maybe. So he's only going hard at strikes, and the trouble with the rise ball, if it's down too much in Tommy's power zone, then the score does change.
And just as you said, Stevie Deans predicted it to perfection. It was the rise ball that eventually got the job done on what was an absolutely enthralling battle out there. But the young Lion strikes out the wily veteran for the 3rd out there in the 4th innings. We'll be back with more of that action in just a minute. That was brilliant.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fraser Park Sports Field, Sorensen Field. Action we have here are plenty from the 2024 National Open Club Championships. Top 4 action between these two teams, Auckland United and Parkland's Christchurch United. A very tight affair. It's Auckland United who enjoy a very slim lead of 3-2 over the visiting Christchurch team. Certainly a lead, Stevie Deans, that they won't want to be sitting back on.
Yeah, no. I mean, the longer the Devils can stay in this battle, then I think with the young men that they'll start gaining confidence on that, and then deep into the game, we could see that short game come into play again, and it'll be interesting.
Up to bat for Christchurch United, it's Drew Delatour, number 27, the left-hander, who, along with the rest of the team from Christchurch, seem to have developed a knack for being able to drop the ball on the ground and run fast.
Yeah, from the left side, we probably haven't had many of these. You know, Tyson Byrne comes to mind, and little strikeout. But, you know, it adds another dimension that, you know, runners on base as well. With a guy coming from the left, you know, wheels are turning a bit quicker for the infield. So.
Yeah. This ability to, as we see the new batter come in, it is Cameron Watts, number 15, but we are seeing a return not just to the bunting game, but also to the slap hit game.
Yeah, that's right. And it's to us, and Coach Mark here again is one on having productive at bats, whatever that looks like. You can still go out, but the last thing we want people to do is be striking out. So, of course, we're going to get that from some of the pitches we face, but you know, minimise it, ball and play, have a bit of speed, and then you know, athleticism, and then a lot of things can happen.
Well, you talk about striking out, and of course our batters are going to do that. It's part of our sport. But dealing with the pace that international pitching now seems to have plenty. You know, obviously Aussie, but a number of the South American countries have flamethrowers, the Canadians. You know, it's something we need our batters to be seeing a lot of. Yeah,
you've hit the nail on the head. The more they see it, and the calibre of the boys that we have, and they have, you know, the Ben and Oak, all the top guys have been overseas. I've seen these guys regularly, and you know, they make the adjustments, and you know, they're world-class hitters, and they're right. But it's the next level that we need to expose that to as well.
Yeah.
And as soon as our younger men see that type of pitching regularly, like a Nick Hayes or a Daniel Chapman, you know, the better they're going to get. So.
Well, fantastic, and it's good to see so many of that young talent represented here, and the ultimate test for our club sides here at the National Club Championship, which does block in the end of our season here in New Zealand, and I'm sure most of these young men will be packing their bags very soon to start heading away to their overseas clubs.
Yeah. Last time I talked to Liam, he was heading off to Aussie for a little bit of a stint. I don't know if that's still eventuated, because now he's putting himself up there, and I'm sure other teams are chasing him as well.
Yeah.
Which is great to see.
Well, of course, Australia are enjoying their championships running right now as well.
Yeah.
Over there, so I'm sure they're having a good time of it if any of them are watching here in New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, we're so close to them. I think it's not rocket science that we start engaging through our teams and getting over there more often, or getting them over here. And we see Marshall Cronk doing his thing, and it's good to watch. You know, it's a great challenge to have world-class players here. So the more we can attract, and it wasn't long ago that, you know, every team had also a world-class import amongst them.
Yeah. Well, Marshall Cronk, of course, plying his trade with Papua Nui at this tournament, is, of course, a member, and a crucial member. He became too of the world champion Australian Steelers squad, and it's been a real pleasure to see him going to work here in New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, our younger men rubbing shoulders with people like that, it's always good. I mean, the Kiwi mentality is that, and everyone respects that, but getting outside people that think a little bit differently, or play the game a little bit differently, then that's also an added bonus. And
Jaden Potts going to work out there for Parklands Christchurch United, number 4. Brother, of course, of Liam, and a fine find he is too. Talent, he can do a bit of everything. He's on the corners in the infield, but he's also a great catcher, and he's just hit one out to shortstop.
Nice play.
Nice play by Brock Atiawa there to fire it across the diamond for the third out. And another innings goes by as you see the replay there. I hope you're enjoying all these replays we're able to give you. And this is going to just highlight a pretty standard play really in our game, but made to look good by those guys out there. But anyway, we've got heading towards the 5th innings now. The top of the 5 coming up at you in just a minute when we come back after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There's the pitch. There's the pictures, and we're enjoying there. It looks like Ramblers getting ready to go in the next game. and that is likely to be the 1v2 game, Stevie Deans, and won't that be an interesting game to see?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've got to get through Papanui, and Papanui will fancy themselves, you know. Papanui, 3 out of 4 years have been top 2? So,
yeah. Yeah, that streak only broken by Porirua City United last year.
Yes.
Which, you know, amazingly was 12 months ago, but seems like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, the game in front of us, it's Auckland United taking on Parkland's Christchurch United. Number 24, Ruben Torpia, going to work for Auckland United. Auckland United, of course, don't want to be protecting a one-run lead because PCU have already proven how good they are at converting runners out there on the diamond as well.
Yeah, and as we mentioned in the break, as the game goes deeper, the little bit of pressure of the mind comes on, and that's when the good guys respond. And not saying the Devils aren't good, but it is probably a little bit new to them. So, but no better place to learn that sort of thing here than right now.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, the 2024 Club Nationals here at Fraser Park, 20 teams have turned up for this one, and it's just amazing for us to be able to have a tournament of that calibre with that many teams here, and gives guys like you, Stevie, an opportunity to see so much of our national talent in one place.
Yeah, so being the X23s coach, I am interested in that next group up and the next, and there's always some gems out there that maybe not have been exposed when they were 15, 16, and you know, we can use an example like Atane Mumu that didn't make the juniors, but next minute he's out there, you know, for the Black Sox. So
he really did explode, that young man, all of a sudden in one season, all the way to the Black Sox and then all the way to the World Series. It was meteoric, it really was.
Yeah, but I think you find probably there's a gem everywhere in provinces, and just getting the opportunity, and clubs do that for them, so it's good to see 20 teams here.
Well, it's Liam Potts who's done a grand job since he came in for Jaden Britt, who actually didn't do a bad job himself. So, you know, Parkland's Christchurch United, if they move on in this tournament, well served on the hill.
Yeah, Jake, I mean, Britt, and then now from the right side, now you've got Potsy coming from the left, so, you know, you give your guy like Liam half a game and say just go hard, then it probably simplifies things a bit for him rather than trying to navigate the whole 7.
So immediately following this game, of course, this game's got a long way to go. We're only in the top of the 5th innings. Of course, you've got Papanui and Ramblers in what has featured in the last few years. Nice work there by Cameron Watts. Get himself on the highlight reel with that catch.
Yeah.
There you see he makes a lot of ground. He gets the helmet off early and sliding into the fence to make the catch.
Cam moves really well back there, and it's a strength of his. And
that peripheral awareness, it must be something that catchers develop. Good catchers must develop fairly early.
Yeah, it's just part of the trade. I mean, you have conversations with people say that's a really tough position, but yeah, you got the only guy that gets it on the full most of the time.
Well, I mean, I'm the ultimate club player. I never featured in many representative teams, Stevie, but I was a pitcher and I was able to play in a lot of positions. One place I couldn't play was catcher.
Yeah,
I either thought you had to be the most brilliant man in the world or an absolute lunatic.
Yeah. I think it's a combination of both, but. Yeah, Cam's done really well, and he's got a big future in the sport, and he's starting to bring the bat to the park too. You know, so I think that day one he hit a walk off.
I mean, that's an interesting point you make. You know, we've got a lot of very good catches out there, and was that the decision you make when you look at these catches and you know they're all excellent catches, is who's hitting the ball?
No. I mean, you'll talk to a lot of people, I think, but coaches and catchers first. I mean, it's such a big job that you got to trust your man back there, and he catches, gets the outs first.
Yeah.
I mean, the bat's the bonus.
Oh, good.
So we're Mark Sorensen, Paddy Shannon, both renowned for their hitting as well. But if you drill down on it, a lot of you want your catcher to be strong, stable, reliable, no wild pass balls, and he's got to have a strong arm. There's a few attributes to be world class.
Well, that's a feature of a lot of our catches, is that ability to throw down at two. You mentioned Tawera Bishop, and Porirua, for example, Kuritimu as well. Both extremely strong arms, and a lot of our catches throughout the tournament. We've seen a lot of outs at two, well made by those catches.
It's an important component as a coach that if you shut the opposition's running game down, then you're going a long way to success.
There we go, and Auckland United out here. Quite sure. Oh, just highlighting the shoes. I had a note put in front of me there. They don't look like regular shoes, do they? They don't look like regular shoes. Sorry, I'd muted my mic there for a sec. But your runner at first base looks like it's a pair of street shoes for getting him by for running around the diamond. And that is their DR, Christian Masters. Don't think that's a set of cleats, do you, Stevie?
No, they can hold another conversation about the turf and everything else. So a completely different game than playing on dirt. So.
Damian Collins, Jordan shoes. Yes, it is an artificial turf out there. We'll see if he manages to have to scamper around second base, how they hold him up. But it certainly doesn't look like a regulation pair of softball shoes.
Well, it's red, so...
Yeah, true, it matches the uniform. There we go. Simon McMillan out there to bat for Auckland United this time. It took me about 5 minutes to pick up what the message was there. I'm sorry about that. Nice work. Liam Potts just keeps him pressing out there. He struck out Simon McMillan to end the innings, and we're going to head into the bottom of the fifth innings. No change in the scoreline. We'll come back with more action in this one in just a minute.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and there's a nice shot of the traffic flow ute. Of course, Kerry Fitzgerald, one of our cameramen out there, actually. And like most of the people at Ballpark Broadcasting, he is a bit of a jack of all trades and has supplied us with all our barriers and cones and things that just keep us and the rest of the public safe around all our equipment. So that's a nice job for him, and also up there on a camera and supplying you with all the marvellous pictures that we're enjoying here on Fraser Park Sportsville, where we've got Diamond 1 action here. Christchurch City United taking on Auckland United. It's an intriguing game now, and it has really become just a bit of an arm wrestle between these two teams. It was Auckland United that stole an early lead. We're heading into the later innings now, Stevie, and how have you found the game so far?
Oh, yeah, brilliant. You know, AU jump out to a 3-run lead, and then Devils have come back showing some good fighting spirit. So it's an interesting position right now. So you can take the initiative and jump on and maybe get a winning break here.
Well, we're into the bottom of the 5th innings. You've got Leon Lum up to bat. He sees a rise ball, and once again, for the 2nd time in succession, Leon Lum has got them off to a start. And he has been an impressive lead-off hitter in this tournament.
Yeah. You know, without Shane McCarthy, he'll be going down at some stage in the next couple of 3 pitches, I would say. And
Yeah.
Fletcher's been known to waste a pitch, but it's difficult getting behind. And
Well, it's usually been immediately followed by Curtis Dove here dropping something on the turf in front of them. And it's a script that's worked for them in several of the games.
Yeah.
And as a 1-2 combination, the speed that they offer has been a real bonus and a real weapon.
yeah, I'd be rolling the dice, stealing him with Curtis,
Yeah.
straight out steal, and then bunt him over to 3.
And
That's
there
what
you
I'd be
go.
doing.
And there's the roll, and the throw was too high, too wide, and that is safe at second base.
Yeah, so bunt down now, run into 3, and then give the roll to Bailey, your boys that are designed to in that position for that reason.
There we go, safe at 2 now, and immediately it's PCU that are dangerous. This time we see a lovely hit out into left field. The throw comes in, the tag is laid down, and umpire McManus, to start with, I believe, has given the runner out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they just need to talk obstruction here. We might be able to get a look at that.
So the only thing I'm being asked is for obstruction. Do either of you have an opinion on whether or not there was contact before he received the ball?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah,
You have obstruction?
I do have obstruction.
Okay.
I got to turn around and breathe real quick.
Yeah.
All right,
But you've got it.
I've got it.
Yeah. Okay, then we've got obstruction.
Yeah.
And then he's safe at 3.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay.
So I'll signal it, and then I'm going to go and talk to whoever comes out, all right? All right, so, all right, guys, we have obstruction on 3, and he's going to be safe on 3.
Well, big call.
Cody's not when the contact was.
Well, there we go. You heard the conference between the 3 Blues there, and it was Mark Porteous who had the obstruction there. But the upshot of it is PCU have runners safe on 3 and 2.
What a surprise, Polly coming out. Porty knows exactly, but
Yeah, I think the Blues were anticipating it. Umpire McManus said, I will be talking with whoever comes out. And immediately that's what
I'm
happened.
just wondering where the obstruction is. So. I'd be asking who's obstructed who for a start.
Yeah, well, Porty immediately looked at third base.
So Ruben has blocked the base?
Blocked
Is
the
that-
base. I think that's what... I couldn't see anything elsewhere that would indicate another obstruction.
It's the only discussion you've got there then. The only discussion I'd be asking, because obstruction's obstruction, but then it falls to me that then Ruben's in a position where he's making the play.
Yeah.
And then they go back and have a little cuddle and see what they come up with.
Interesting there, but the game rolls on. There is only 1 out, runners at 2 and 3, so we really do have AU under some white hot pressure right now.
Yeah, you've got to let Bailey go now. I mean, this is a moment, so nothing cute. Just let Bailey hit, and then see what. Then that's what you ask good players to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of green out there outside of the diamond there, and he needs to find some of it if he's going to get that runner across.
They're aware of Bailey's power, so
Yeah, they'll be pitching around that. Liam Twigden settled in and pitching a great game for his side out there.
Yep. See, I'd even be encouraging Bailey to reach out and drive that ball. He knows he's getting that pitch out there, so. But
That
yeah,
pitch is not missing the outside of that plate by that much.
No.
On another day, he might be getting those calls, but
Yeah.
being consistent, though, Andy McManus.
Bailey's looking for something. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly as, once again, Stevie Deans has predicted most of the ball game. And it is PCU that come in with 2 runs. And here in the bottom of the 5th innings, it's Parkland Christchurch United. As you see on the replay, they scored 2 runs off a fine hit out to left field by Bailey Hamilton. Take the lead now by, we'll see in a minute, but it should be 4 runs to 3.
That's perfect. That's exactly what your guy wants in the 3-hole.
Yeah. Nice job done there now, and it is PCU who jump in the box seat in this ball game. We're in the 5th innings, the bottom of the 5th innings, and Auckland United are going to have to find an answer to the aggression and power that's being shown on the mound, and try and find some batting of their own.
Put the boot in now, steal him again.
And that's exactly what was going to happen. Number 24, Ruben Elkins, it is up to bat. And we are seeing a continuation. They made a couple of early errors, PCU, and it really did cost them for, you know, the 4 innings or 5 innings where Auckland United had those 3 runs. But since then, they've really tightened the ship and putting AU under all sorts of pressure now.
So it almost, what do we got? What count have we got here?
You're looking at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's almost a pitch out from Fletcher. It's his MO. He'd come out, pitch out, and try and show him it.
And Elkins has had just a real wave at that.
He got Bailey for leaving early, I think.
And that makes that pitch a no pitch.
Number 2.
Bailey Hamilton gets taken out for leaving early.
Good job, Bailey. Good job.
After helping himself to 2 RBIs in his at-bat, Ruben Elkins lives another day, and it will be interesting to see what Twiggy and Fletch can conjure now. Good time for a nice waste pitch there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And nice job by Twiggy. Strikes out Ruben Elkins in this one. And not before PCU helped himself to 2 runs. Now lead this ball game by 4 runs to 3. Still nothing in it over Auckland United. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There's a nice picture of Kerry Fitzgerald out there going to work for our cameraman. Here on Diamond 1 at Sorensen Field, we're in Fraser Park, Borsville, for the 2024 National Open Club Championships. It's Auckland United taking on Parkland's Christchurch United Devils. As we see young Liam Potts continue his work out there on the hill. This time it's Brock Attawell up to bat for Auckland United, and Auckland United, who enjoyed a slim 1-run lead right throughout this ball game, now find themselves 1 behind here in the top of the 6th innings. And now that we're in the latter stanzas of this ball game, Stevie, you'd think things in tactics, etc., have switched around a little bit. for the coaches.
It's exactly what the spectators want anyway, a good game of softball. And, you know, and I'm sure Chubb Tingaroa now is looking back, and it's exactly what we want to see from our one of our potential candidates to pitching out there, Liam, to see how he fronts up under this sort of, I won't say pressure, but, you know...
Well, that's a good point you make too. You can see the ability of these guys, but sometimes that ability can change depending on the pressure that's put under them.
Yeah, it's all good when it's good. So Liam's got a lead now. We wouldn't want him to make any mistakes. Knowing now that, and Cam will be sure too, that we're down the bottom of the order now. We need to get these outs because AU have only got one kick of the can at the top of the order, so if we can get amongst them with 1 or 2 outs, we're going good.
Well, they got the first one. That was Brock Attawell who got fired out at first base. That's bring to bat the bottom of their order, number 52, Max Russell.
And this is what you want to see now. I mean, Liam going straight at him. I mean, if young Russell gets a base hit, tip your cap, and that's good for him as well. And that's exactly the pressure we want him under as well. So he develops in these situations.
That curve, that breaking ball that Liam is throwing as a real weapon as a lefty as it comes into the right-handed batters.
Yep. Yeah, it's a real strength, and through our measurements with Liam as well.
There's a nice job by the batter. He's got a lot of speed, but not enough to beat the throw. 2 down as we head to the top of the order now. Ben Anoka will be up, number 89. There you see.
Yep, that's exactly what you want.
That's a good half a metre out. That's a nice play by the PCU infield.
So we've got 2 outs now. We've got 3 spare bases. Cam will know that we won't make mistakes, but we'll go hard at Ben, but it's not the end of the world if... there you go, right in there.
That's a pitch that he's used to great effect. To Auckland United, an experienced unit, you thought they might have made the adjustment now and start leaning on that one.
You know, it's tight. It's late in the game now. You don't want our guy. He's not going at the heart of the pitch. He's going to want to go deep in the count. He's going to make Liam earn it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben's a veteran, so he's not doing that, and you're probably never going to swing at the first pitch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he would have gone into the batter's box, I suppose, Stevie, with the mindset of I'm not, whatever. I'm going to take one first and then see what happens.
Yeah, or Ben Anoka, whether it's pitch one or he's got 2 strikes on him. I mean, not much changes. He actually gets better.
Yeah.
So, this is world class, and then I'm interested to see how Liam attacks it.
Fires the pitch, this one low on the outside for a ball. And just as we saw with Thomas Anoka, Ben Anoka's experience is going to take young Potsy into a deep count.
Yeah.
And Cameron Watts, of course, plays his part as well for Potsy in that he knows where he should be putting the ball.
And this is where I come back to our conversation early in the game. You know, I believe the catchers, this is all the catcher. You know, he's the one that's making the calls, steering around, and and the pitcher can just pitch.
Yeah, that's right.
He doesn't need to do much thinking.
Focus on the mechanics of his job.
Sometimes it's dangerous when they start thinking.
And there's a fine job done by Liam Potts as he strikes out one of the world's leading batters in Ben Anoka to end the 6th innings, and he just continues to impress out there. It is PCU that lead the ball game over AU now by 4-3. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th innings in just a minute.
Rusty Bumgardner has done it all. But this year, Rusty reaches a whole new level of softball success. He's going to Beijing.
Rusty. Rusty. Rusty, have you seen my glove?
As the equipment manager. Good luck, Rusty.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There you see the beautiful pictures we are enjoying here at Fraser Park Ballpark. And what has been white-hot atmosphere as we see Josh Harbrow hit one out to third base. Ruben Torpia it is who athletically takes that ball and gets Harbrow out for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth innings. He'll be replaced by number 27, Drew Atiawa. Bottom of six it is Parkland's Christchurch United, who battled back from a 2-0 deficit to lead the ball game in the fifth innings by 4-3 over Auckland United. We're now in the sixth innings, and it is PCU up to bat. But following this, we wouldn't have thought this about an innings ago, Stevie. It will be 3 out for the game for PCU.
Yeah, no, PCU has really shown some good character, and the type of club where they've come from, and on the back of the start with Ryan Britt and now Potsy finishing off, it's all good so far.
It is indeed. You've got number 27, Drew Atiawa, and just a continuation of the ball game from PCU is a little bit different tactics-wise than what I've seen as a feature of the other top teams in the tournament.
Yeah, they playing to their strengths, and probably the message that's gone out, particularly from Coach Mark here now with the short game, the pushes, the contact, the running. More teams are doing it, and I've not just seen Devils do it. I've seen a few other teams do it. Young Hutt City United, their young men, they tend to put a lot of emphasis on the short game as well.
They sure do. It's Liam Twigden this time that gets the better of Drew Atiawa. He strikes him out. It's actually his second strike out in a row. That'll bring to bat number 15, Cameron Watts. But yeah, that really does suggest a coach for PCU, as we see Cameron Watts
safe.
Beat the tag and beat the throw in the end, and he's going to be safe at one.
Yep.
Cool out there made. We see the replay. The throw is made. Here comes the runner, and yes, indeed, the first baseman was just a little bit slow on the tag there. Sorry, it was the second baseman that came in to do that.
Yeah, an interesting time. If PCU can tack on here, it'll just be one step further away. I mean,
yeah,
AU will fancy their chances in the next inning to.
Well, they are right in the meat of their batting, so they will be backing themselves. Obviously, they'll have to back themselves at that stage, but they're going to need at least one run.
Oh, they've been in this situation many a time. I mean, yesterday with Waitakere Bears and coming back from 3 runs in the last innings, so. They'll be ready for it, and again, it's going to be interesting how young Liam and Cam navigate their way around the bottom. They're 3 outs for the game.
Well, it's the other brother out there doing the job with the bat, Jaden Potts. One ball, one strike on Jaden Potts. There's 2 down here now in the bottom of the 6th innings. And as we've just mentioned, it'll be AU coming up to bat as we see the steal. Just a continuation, and this time Fletch gets the throw right on the spot. Athletic takeout there by Brock Attewell to lay the tag on. And that is the 3rd out. There you see it. And that is a fine play by the AU shortstop.
Yes, good softball.
To get the PCU team out of that innings. Up to Auckland United now. It's all in front of them for the 7th innings. We'll see what they bring to it when we come back in just a minute.
I can't promise you that things will always go the way we want. But I can promise you one thing, that if we fight through the pain together, if we strive every day to make each other better, if we learn to communicate and never lose sight of that vision, then we will surprise people. So don't settle for being a good player. Don't settle for being a good team. Aspire to something greater, know in your heart that this team is special.
Fell over. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've just jumped back straight into the action. It was Isaac Fletcher that lined one out to the central field fence. He turned around first to go to second and immediately fell over, slipped over. Don't mean to laugh at him, but yeah, that's exactly what AU wanted to get going in this one. The one run down against Parklands Christchurch United. He's been replaced out there by the DR, which is Christian Masters, number 31, who we've already mentioned has an interesting pair of footwear, given that he is the designated runner. But Auckland United need to score one run in this inning. As we see this time, it's the bunt that's laid down. The runner does indeed go across to two, and that bunt was laid down by Thomas and Noka.
Yeah, it's quite a big play with Fletch falling over, because if he's at two, Tommy may be bunting to three, and then there's real opportunity. But
yeah,
you know, it's not AU's first rodeo, so they're probably embracing the pressure and looking forward to the challenge. And this is Liam right at him.
Well, it's only one down. Ruben Torpia are to bat now. They're right in the meat of their order, so they will be backing themselves to convert a run here and take this game further and deeper into innings.
Yeah, Ruben's been their hot stick. He's been the go-to, so, you know, no better challenge again. Potsy's probably in front as far as the match at the moment, in the big moments. So.
First time I saw a little bit of emotion on young Potsy. He thought he might have had it on that outside of that plate in that previous pitch.
Yeah, well, that's probably not a positive thing that he's growing with. All pitchers seem to know a bit more about umpires every year, so.
Yeah, certainly they seem to know a bit more about the strike zone than umpires do.
Yeah. Well, it depends who you talk to and which pitcher, but oh, there you go.
Comes back strongly with the inside drop. And there's that corner of the inside corner of the plate that we were talking about before.
Yeah, so I'd set him up with, maybe up again or away and then go back to that pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes. It's Potts that rears back this time to throw one in. Outside on gets Torpia swinging for the strikeout. And that is a hell of a nice job by young Potts against a quality batter. Bringing to bat number 18, Alphonse Avinakovis. Is this the last throw of the dice for Auckland United in this ball game? Well, the answer is yes.
Alphonse is tough. He knows what it's about, so he'll be looking to. He'll go hard at a strike at some stage.
Yeah, of course, Avinakovis has been a Black Sock in previous years. Himself, vastly experienced player, which is a feature of this Auckland United team. And that's the sort of experience you want. He hits one that dances down the third base line and eventually goes foul, as you see on the replay there.
It's interesting that Campbell's off, not on. Campbell is on deck, scheduled to hit next, but they've got young Xavier, and so.
I was thinking young Xavier here.
Yes, so.
This time it's Avinakovis who looks to turn on an inside pitch. And he has hit that on the replay straight into his shin. No. Shin guards used to be a real feature. I don't see them used too often at this tournament, but I have seen 2 or 3 guys who will be sporting decent bruises underneath their knickerbockers. This time he hits one back to Liam Potts, who fields it, and it is Parklands, Christchurch United. They get the job done over Auckland United in this top 4 action game here on Diamond 1. They win it over Auckland by 4 runs to 3. Stevie, a fantastic game of softball. How did you see it?
Yeah, well done, Devils. Coming back from behind, it just showed the character of a young side. It's one might have put a pen through them after going down by 3, but showing real character, so a real threat actually. So I think with young Liam and Ryan Britt, if they manage those 2 pitches well, you know, they'll tonight in the 1-1 game, they'll be certainly there to win, to get a win.
Absolutely, and they've proved just how dangerous they are, and they've also proved their character in that they can come back from being down. Auckland United, they'll have to regroup, but for now, in this ball game, don't go away as well, because we've got another absolute cracker coming up. I also want to thank my colour commentator for joining me, Stevie Dean. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you along. Absolutely loved it. But for this one now, it is PCU that take the win, and we'll finish it up there and look forward to the next game, because don't you go anywhere, because it's just going to be just as action-packed. We'll be back very shortly. Goodbye. Thanks, mate. Really enjoyed it.